Well, welcome out here to FedEx Field. The Washington Redskins have finished their season for the year on a winning note. And one thing about it, next year they'll be a better team because a lot of backups did a great job. When we come back, we'll talk about that. But more than that, we're going to talk about the better times when we talk to the alumni. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Jameson, what are you most thankful about during this holiday season?
I'm thankful for a little bit of everything, honestly. I'm just thankful for my family. I got a family that came up to the game, so they'll be at home when I get there. Just thankful for all the people that support me, and just thankful for all the positive vibes that's around me right now. I guess that's one of the many things I'm thankful for.
So if you could get one thing from Santa, what would it be this season?
Shoot, one thing. Well, we already got the win, so that was a big one. And then I guess I'll win next week. That's what I'd get. Yeah. And then, that's what I'd say. So nothing tangible, but the win would be nice.
I know I'm thankful for just being close to home, being able to go home, see some of my family, stuff like that.
So if you could get one thing from Santa this season, what would it be?
For me, it'd just be being able to get all my brothers home at the same time, just all of us playing and stuff like that. It doesn't happen a lot.
So if you could get one thing from Santa this Christmas, what would it be?
If I could get one thing from Santa, what would it be? That's a great question. Maybe a remote control car.
Hey, Morgan, in this holiday season, what are you most thankful for?
For my family, man. I got two beautiful boys and a daughter, and just being able to play this game, to be able to take care of them, and to have my children come to the game and see their dad out there playing, and those are memories that you set for life.
If you could get one thing from Santa this Christmas, what would it be?
All the pain on my body from this season, just have a fresh body.
Now, when you take a look at this game, you see all facets being a little bit better. The wide receivers were catching the ball. Kurt, he didn't have the greatest day, but he had a real good day when you talk about yards. The defense, they held them down all day. You have to have that in a situation. And when you look at that, these are a lot of guys that weren't even supposed to play this year. Now they're playing. Next year when the starters come back, this team is going to be pretty good. I'd like to see more explosiveness on the special teams, but at the same time, we're happy. We're happy that they're on a good note leaving FedEx Field. Now they have to go and play the Giants next week. When they go play these guys, they need to dominate them. If they can dominate them, then things will go well. But right now, this team is on the rise. We're going to have a lot of players that will help next year. Welcome to our 2017 Geico Alumni Show. We're at the Omni Showroom Hotel in Washington, D.C. We got a lot of guests for you, and we want you to go get your popcorn, get your drinks, and come back and dine with us and enjoy the show. We'll be back in a moment.
I'll have the langoustine lobster ravioli.
For you, sir?
The original call was for langoustine ravioli. A langoustine is a tiny kind of lobster. Slight shellfish allergy rules that out. Plus, my wife ordered the langoustine. I will have chicken tenders and tater tots.
If you're a ref, you way over-explain things. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico.
Sir, we don't have tater tots.
It's what you do.
I will have nachos.
Welcome to our alumni show. As you know, we got Donna Hockman here. We got the G-Man, but our first guest here that we'll have today will be Mean Dean, number 63, the greatest pulling guard and the first Hogs pulling guard on the Washington Redskins Super Bowl team. Fred Dean, that is. What's happening, man? Welcome to the show.
Man, how great to be here.
I'll tell you what, Fred, I haven't seen you in a while. A lot of people never know. They always have this trivia question. Who was the starting offensive line? And they didn't realize you were the best pulling guard we had.
Well, at the time, I had good feet, and I knew that, and Joe Beals knew that too. And so when we put in the captain's tray, he said, man, we're going to put this in for you. So hey, you know, that was all right.
What do you think about the alumni? When you think back about the Super Bowls, you think about the players that you played against, what's your thought process? And played with, I should say.
I would say that it was a lot of fun, really and truly. You know, we had a close-knit group, you know, at that time, and we had a lot of fun playing together. You know, and so when I think of Jacoby and Boston and Grimm and May and George Starr, them, you know, I think of people that were real close to me. And we stay in contact right now, you know, so we all stay in close contact with each other right now.
Did Donna Hopkins ever interview you in the locker room, or did she just throw, like she throw all the linemen aside? Do you ever remember her interviewing you?
I interviewed him when he was down at Howard.
Oh, you wouldn't even speak to me in the Gee, she wouldn't even speak to me in the locker room.
That was because you was looking too mean.
I guess I have been told that.
Hey, Fred, quick question. As far as Tony was the defensive lineman and you're the offensive lineman, what would be your signature move to disrupt Tony on the other side?
Well, Tony was so quick, you know, I had to try to get my hands on him quick. You know
Say that again. Say that again.
Don't tell him that.
You know, but it was good matchups in practice. You know, we had real physical football practice. I don't think they have no type of practice now.
No, they do not.
And that's why you see the linemen not blocking very well. Everything is just, we were very physical.
You know, that's a great point. And, G, you know the same thing. 'Cause when you went against Daryl and different ones, and when I went against Fred, by the time the game come around, it was easy.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, you go against somebody like Fred or like a Daryl Green, when you go against that type of competition, you're going against it 5 days a week for the most part, and then you go play on Sunday. You're waiting for Saturday to get here, and Sunday's a relief. Sunday's a relief by the time Sunday gets here. The competition that is so good in practice is much better than typically what you play against in a game.
Now, G, tell us something. You guys had something special for the greatest 80 and the Hall of Famers. Tell us a little bit about that occurred during this event.
Well, basically, Bruce Allen had us just go stand in the room, and Coach Gruden was able to express to these players, this is greatness in the room. These players done these different things with the Washington Redskins, won different Super Bowl championships. They explained in 1991 when we had a lineman go down, another lineman came up, and we didn't miss a beat because they prepared themselves not to miss a beat. Then they showed like a small, about 10-minute film that really got the room pumped up. And there was some screaming at the end of the day.
Oh, wait.
In a positive way, because Roy Jefferson said he was ready to go out there and
I was
play.
going to say, who said first they were ready to still play?
He said, I'm ready to go out there and play again. But Coach Gruden gave a very inspirational talk, and hopefully the guys will do well.
It's interesting, and you know this as well. Me and Dean, when we went to the Super Bowl, Art went down, and Alvin Gary came in and really just took the game over. And I think that was the quality of our teams then. And Donna, as you know, since you don't play basketball well, did you ever experience that in
You're
college?
not telling the truth.
Right, he's right. He said you don't play well. You just right out sucking basketball.
You don't tell the truth either, I see.
But isn't that, when we look at our alumni, and we all get back together, and you know, we were in different eras, but we still had that brotherhood.
Oh, without, you know, what I found, even in the sport of football itself, it's just like a brotherhood. It's like a huge fraternity, even against the opponents that we played against. When you see them, you respect the competition, you respect how you went up against one another, and the respect is automatically there. And that's a wonderful thing to have. We look forward to this day every single year, we really do.
Me too.
And exactly, and I want to tell you, you've interviewed us, each
Why
of
are
us.
you talking, Donna?
Gary, he's talking to me right now.
He was not talking to you.
You've interviewed us through the years. What do you see in the alumni, and what have you seen? And tell me a little bit what you feel about the players of the day and the alumni that you've interviewed over the years.
Yeah, I was just telling someone that about a couple of days ago, how special it is to have the guys come back in that familyhood. It's almost like...
Who was you telling a couple of days ago?
Everybody.
I hope it wasn't a source.
They
don't never get anything right.
A couple of days ago.
But I mean, I always talk about it always as far as, I mean, I even got to give Gary props. When he came to training camp that one year, he was like, his first year, he had on the penny loafers, you know, jeans, simple and everything. Then he became the, and then he transitioned.
Was this interview yesterday?
But then he transitioned into the G-man, you know, as far as dressing up. But it's almost like a family because, you know, being a reporter, a lot of people don't want to talk to you, but it's almost like Gary and Daryl and Fred and you and all of those guys kind of like watched over you. It's almost like you became family. It's when you interviewed, it's almost like, what are you doing outside of football? You know, those relationships that have progressed on down the line. So when I see guys, I was like, hey, what you doing now and everything. So it was a great time. And I think that the guys now, it's not so much family anymore of getting to know the people that covered the team and everything. Everybody kind of like drew you into their homes where I interviewed the kids and Christmas parties with them and babysitted for some of those. That was family. And now it's almost like it's just about football. And I think sometimes that transitions over to the field of play and everything because everybody is separate a little bit instead of coming together. You, Fred, you all used to have those meetings after practice, and it brought that offensive line together more, which is missing.
We had the 5 o'clock club.
I don't know if it was a meeting.
Yeah, it was. Hey,
I wouldn't know. I wasn't invited.
Let me ask you just a couple more things, Fred. When you left the team, you didn't leave under the greatest circumstances. You had to go to another team because you felt, I guess, they weren't paying you what you deserved.
That's true.
So where did you go, and tell us a little about that?
Well, when I left the Redskins, I went to the United States Football League, Tampa Bay Bandits.
I hated them when we played for those bandits.
And at that time, you know, they were giving us guaranteed contracts. And so they guaranteed my whole contract at that time. Plus they gave me a significant amount of raise at that particular time. And so that's the reason why I left the Redskins at that time. But I still stayed in contact with all the guys on the offensive line.
And they tried to get you back here, though, did they not?
They asked me to come back. I talked with Joe Booth and Joe Gibbs at that particular time. But I had a knee injury when I was in Tampa. And I just felt like, you know, I didn't want to play at that time. And I had something else I wanted to do. You know, so, and that's the reason why I didn't come back. But they wanted me to come back. You know, going through the training staff, you know, I passed the physical and everything of that nature. But I just made up in my mind at that time I didn't want to come back.
Last but not least, your fondest memory of being a Washington Redskin?
Well, I would have to say, you know, 83 Super Bowl, you know, what I played in at that particular time, you know.
82 season, 83 Super Bowl.
Yes, that was when Joe Bugh put in all the pulling plays for me. You know, so he had confidence in what I could do at that time. And when we put in that counter trade, it was something special. You know, so, and that just brought us real close together.
You pulled on Reagan's big play, did you not?
Yes, I did.
I know it.
You know,
a lot of people do not know that.
Well, you know, that's the greatest mystery, but, you know, I know it's on film. So
he said just go look at it, Tony.
It's documented.
Yes.
Greatness.
You heard it here first. Fred Dean, Mean Dean, number 63, best pulling guard on the Hogs. When we come back in a moment, we'll have some other guests for you.
Yeah, I just saved a whole lot of money by switching to Geico.
Huh. We should take a closer look at Geico. You know, Geico insures way more than cars, boats, motorcycles, even RVs.
Geico insures RVs? What's an RV?
The thing we've been stuck on for 5 years.
Wait, I'm not a real moose?
We've been over this, Jeff.
We're stickers.
I'm not a real moose.
Give him some space.
Deep breaths, Jeff.
What's a sticker?
Take a closer look at Geico. Great savings and a whole lot more.
Welcome back to our Geico Alumni Show, and we have a special guest on here. So special, Gary Clark must introduce him. G.
Well, to my left is a gentleman who, quite honestly, took my Super Bowl record in Super Bowl 22. He considered himself my friend. He ran a 5-yard slant route that turned into a 50-yard post route. But no other than the remarkable, slick, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl record breaker, member of the posse, and probably the best member of the posse, other than me, of course.
Oh, please.
Hey, I got to stop him with that,
Wait a
man.
minute. You got to pay him now.
All I have is a credit card right now.
I'll take credit.
But now, is that paid
Ricky
for?
Sanders.
Ricky Sanders.
Yeah.
My man, Slick. Welcome to it.
It's good to be here, man. You guys, it's good just to be back in the D.C. area.
Well, Ricky charges $50,000 to be here, so just so you know, Tony,
Oh.
I didn't tell you that
Well,
yet.
we need to cancel his appearance right now.
He sounds a little
cameras
salty
off.
still, Gary does, about the Super Bowl record.
Well, wait,
He's stealing the
Donna,
government.
ask him. I was about to ask him about this, because this is his friend here.
Yeah, his friend.
Every time I see him, it comes up. So I'm like,
He hasn't let it go.
what I'm going to do, I'm going to just give him the ring, let him put it in the safe
So,
deposit.
we have the same ring, Slick, but you have the record. I don't have the record. You have the record.
Yeah, that's true,
So,
man.
Gary.
Lynn Swan was my childhood hero. You broke his record.
Oh.
Wow. So, Gary, tell me this. Had he not broke your record, you probably would have been MVP of the Super Bowl that year.
I could have been.
Yeah.
Him and Dougie worked against me in that game.
They
worked against
Don't tell me they teamed up on you.
They did. I saw it coming in the Minnesota
He's
game.
part of the posse.
Gary, let it go. Let it go.
We're going to get him in
I
some
think I may-
counseling
I
after
may
the
need-
game.
I may need
Oh, I
some
hear
We
it.
got an
therapy.
anger
A little
management
therapy
people.
for
You got to talk to him, G.
I hear it, like I say, every time I see him. And sometimes he called me at night. Slick, you took my route.
But this is how,
Man,
this
you
is how I
took
know it's
my
true.
route.
Though.
Like,
This is
what?
how I know it's true. Last night, we were with Doug Williams. And Doug made me polish his shoes, and then Doug went and got him a plate.
Whoa.
Oh, you know
Hey,
that's
Slick,
wrong.
talk to me, man.
You know that's wrong, man. He didn't give me any shrimp. That's the only thing that was
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
with it. You know, I love shrimp.
I gave you my last shrimp.
You know
He
what?
did, man. That's a
You
good
guys,
friend, man.
And we joke around, but you know, you guys still the most prolific passing group we've ever, the posse in here. You said it's a new. You said y'all the standard now. Is that
100%.
the standard? But
100%.
Oh, yeah.
you
Mainly
guys are
because of this
still,
gentleman
when
here.
they talk Redskin Forlo, you guys are
Yeah.
still the standard that everybody go by. And tell me a little bit about Gary. I know you were tough going across the middle, and once you caught the ball, you did that little turn on and go.
Oh,
Slick,
yeah.
they say you just flat out fast and could do everything. You know, and
Everything.
then you had the big one in Art.
Yeah.
So you guys were very unique, and y'all
Yeah, but
had
Ricky-
unique talents.
Yeah.
Check this out. But Ricky did everything. He could go deep, he could go mid-range, and he could do what Art did. When we was a 2-receiver set until Ricky got here.
Right.
After that Super Bowl that he stole my record from, after that Super Bowl,
He's
we
like,
became a 3-receiver set, and the offense started to be built around Ricky. And then that next season, you saw Ricky was the leading receiver on the team, scored more touchdowns than any receiver I had in the season. He's a beast, but he played every position well.
yeah. But you know what was great about it, man, playing with Gary and Art, man, it was a pleasure, man, because these guys, they taught me a lot about the game. You know, Gary run one of the best 4 routes I've ever seen.
Tell me what the 4 route is.
It's a 15-yard.
No.
Square.
We know, but tell
Yeah.
Donna, she don't have any idea
Oh,
what you're talking
Donna.
about.
Let me get a piece of paper.
But that's all right. Tell me. Make me understand.
No, a 4 route is you can go 15 to 20 yards, but you got it's a 20-yard in, really, 15, 20. But
It's supposed to
this
be
brother,
15. Sometime I would take it to 20.
Yeah.
Depending on how the line was blocking.
Man, he would break guys' ankles on that full route, give them the hen outside.
You know what that is? You know what this is right here, Tony?
Man.
He feels sorry about taking my record in that Super
Hey,
Bowl.
I got to get him.
He's trying to butter me up now.
Hey, you know why I know you're telling the truth? Because Dexter and Charles, every time they got me cut out of the league, and they're talking about, you told us everything. We know.
That's
what
when
good
you
did that do
know.
to me? I'm at home.
No.
This is a guy that you steal from.
Yeah.
I stole so many things from Ricky when he came over from the Gamblers in the USFL as well, which he about a 100-catch guy in the most catches
USFL.
in the USFL in the season right here.
Yeah. And what's crazy, I was a running back in college. And when I went to the Gamblers, they moved me to a receiver.
Did you break off any 1,000-yard years?
Oh, yeah. I had 101 catches my first year. I had 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. But
You can't
that's
help
just,
it. Well, I mean, it's just what it is. It's just what it is.
I just happened to read that. I just happened to have a little sketch at home.
But you know what that explains, Ricky, why you and that's the other thing about the three of you guys. You were just not receivers. You blocked.
Yeah.
You did everything. You ran pattern, and then you ran well after you caught the ball.
Yeah.
And now, let me ask you, what was your path to get here to the Washington Redskins?
Ooh, my path. Like I said, I went to Houston after college. I went to Southwest Texas State. We had one of the greatest coaches, other than Joe Gibbs. Jim Wacker was my coach. We won 2 national championships there. Left there, went to Houston Gamblers and played 2 years with them. And then they had a supplemental draft with the guys in the USFL, and I got picked in the first round with New England Patriots. Went down, took the physical. The next day they came in and said, hey, Rick, we just drafted 2 guys. I think it was Irvin Fryer and somebody else. And he said, we had a preseason game last night, and the Redskins want another receiver, so you can take it how you want, good or bad. We're going to trade you to the Redskins. I was like, oh, thank you. Because Ken Coffey, I played with him in college. So I was like,
I didn't know the New England thing. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And they traded me here, and I didn't know if it was a setup or anything, but little did I know they were trading me to a Super Bowl team.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of trading and surviving, you went through the hurricane down in Houston. Everyone come out okay. What are your thoughts about that?
Me and my family came out good. Electricity went out for about 8 to 9 days. And, in Houston at 90 degrees with humidity, it was rough. But we were fortunate. There was a lot of people lost everything. You have 18-wheel trucks underwater. So that's how bad it was. And we're still trying to recover from it.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I can't even swim. So I would have been in trouble.
I don't think it matters anyway if the truck's underwater.
It was horrible. Just to see the people being rescued with helicopters on top of their roof, trying to get it. It was ugly.
And you're still trying to recover.
Yeah. It'll be probably another year before everything get. You still go down some of the streets and they got the trash out, and it's ugly.
Well, before we let you go, and I know you want to go out here and dine with some of this great food, tell me, you went to 2 Super Bowls. You guys won both of them.
Right.
But tell me your most memorable play, maybe, or time with the Washington Redskins. We know Super Bowls are great.
Yeah.
I always tell people the Super Bowl was great, but the moment we won the NFC and knew we were going to the Super Bowl, that was my moment.
That was one of the greatest I remember. Remember we was at when Ernest, I don't want to put Ernest up, but when we was watching the game to get into the playoff, and Denver beat Cleveland.
Oh, you mean after the years after we won the Super Bowl?
No, the year that was that the year after when Ernest came?
After Super Bowl 22, we needed somebody to. Oh, you're talking when Cleveland. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
When
Cleveland. Okay, got you.
That was one when Ernest Biner, when he fumbled the ball.
We went.
That's when we beat Denver.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And
we
Cleveland
went-
was a better team, is what you're
Cleveland,
saying.
yeah.
I thought so too. I watched that play over and over, and that was, I tell you, that
When-
may have changed the whole thing.
That
'cause
changed the
I
whole
always
cus-
told people, they always talk about Elway, but I
Man.
said a team is always going to be one man.
And Bernie Kosar was great too, though.
Yeah, and they had the
They
great
had
running
Bernie.
back. They had
Yeah, they had him. They were
Ernest
stacked.
Biner,
Don't get me
had,
wrong, they still
Matt-
got spanked.
Oh yeah,
No question.
They still would have
feel
got
that.
spanked.
But just a great memory. The thing I still love is everybody joked me with it, but the Ronald Reagan deal.
Oh yeah.
Where's Ricky Sanders? You know. And what's funny about that, I didn't even know anything about it.
They
When
threw
we-
that to the Super Bowl record breaker, Ricky Sanders.
Nah, look at
Tell
it.
us a little bit about that very quickly.
What happened when we get to the? You was in the Pro Bowl. You and Art.
So you went to the Pro Bowl.
Oh, so he was in the Pro Bowl even though you stole his play.
you went
But
to
the
the
president
Pro
was going to
Bowl.
throw me a pass, I would have been there.
Yeah.
The president want to throw me no passes.
What happened? You know, they introduced everybody from the alphabetical. You know, and me and Clarence Verdun, we was in the, you know, in this one room. They got the gold room, the silver room,
They
and
were
all
trying
that.
to take some gold and silver out the
Yeah.
White House.
They caught y'all back.
They
Put that back.
I had a couple silverware in here, like, okay. And, Coach Yip came to us. He gave me about 5 minutes. You know, he said, "Hey, Rick, come here. I want you to wait. I want you to be the last guy to come out. And when you hear Ronald Reagan say, when President Reagan say, 'Where's Ricky Sanders?' I want you to come running through the courtyard. He's gonna throw you the ball and catch it.
You better catch
Yeah,
it.
good job.
Catch it.
Now that was pressure.
Yeah.
And then when you finish, go up to him. It's his birthday, and hand him the ball. Say, "Happy birthday, President."
So if I
So
don't
it-
miss my guess,
Yeah.
you broke the record in the Super Bowl, but if you hadn't broke that, Gary would have been catching that pass.
I would have been catching the pass from the
So
president.
now you got the White House record as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
he-
and you know that picture's in the White House somewhere, I'm sure.
That you're not in.
You heard it
That
here
I'm not
first. The posse,
Hey.
the standard,
Hey.
the Steelers. Ricky Sanders, thank you for being on the show, man.
man, I
Very
enjoyed
enjoyable.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment with some more alumni
Man.
on the Geico Alumni Show.
Coney Island has been around for a long, long time. Reminds me of how Geico has been saving people money for over 75 years.
First date? Hey, big guy, come on in. Let me guess your weight. Win a prize.
Sure, why not?
12 ounces?
Sorry, mate, 4 ounces. I've been taking the stairs lately.
You win, big guy.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Wow, he looks so much more real on TV.
Yeah. Over 75 years of savings and service. Get your rate quote today.
Welcome back to the Geico Alumni Show. Now, we've been bringing receivers on here, and we're bringing a couple on now, but I bought a defensive back as well because without us, the receivers would never get on the field. I got Virgil Say, better known as Cap to me, and one of the Smurfs, Frank Grant, another receiver that I saw. He jumped so high in the game with New England, he set up on the wall. Then I got Tim Denton, who can cover both of them. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
I figured I'd throw that in at the end. No, you know what? We all alumni here. We're here to have a good weekend and stuff. And you know, when I see all of you, even though I didn't play with you, you guys are my brethren. And you know, that's the one thing we've tried to do. and being a former Washington Redskin. So, guys, tell me what you feel about the alumni.
Well, let me start off with. I think the alumni is a great organization, but this year, I'm gonna go right to the issue. This year, them eliminating this is something I've noticed the last few years. Each year, they eliminate something from the alumni homecoming celebration. And this year, when they eliminated the Saturday night party, I think a lot of guys are kind of upset about that.
Is that right?
Well, personally, I was a little upset about that because the Saturday night party is where we get together and talk about old times.
In other words, we get together and lie.
Yeah, well,
that is true. I'm so,
I wasn't
on
gonna put it
Saturday
that
night
way.
party, I'm so good, man. I don't never remember missing nothing.
Well, Saturday night party is when you, well, actually, you just add to the lie you started last year.
Right, you got to keep it going.
You just keep it going. You just add on to it, yeah. And you become a better athlete also each year. So, but cutting out Saturday night, that eliminates all that. And that was just fun, and I think it's also going to add to probably some of the ball players who may have to come from out of town. Is it really worth it now to come
for one day?
Yeah, for one day, and have some of these things eliminated.
Well, these are things that need to be said, and I can understand what you said. You know, we always look at the camaraderie.
Right.
And, you know, like when I get a chance to sit from Virgil right here, and I remember all the plays he made, and I look at Tim, who a guy I thought was still in his 20s, but he's a little bit older. I know he's a great defensive back. Matter of fact, he said you was one of the fastest defensive backs on the team.
Well, I think I was up there with Darryl Green. No, I can't
Is
say
that right? What did you run your 40 in?
I ran a 4.4 for the low 4.4.
I'll meet you outside after this.
Let's go.
Okay? I
I'm
want
ready.
to see what you got.
I'm ready. I might pull my hamstring a couple of times, but I'm ready.
Right, I pulled mine last night in my dream.
That's good. That's good.
I pulled it, woke up, I'm limping and ice, got to get ice, but no.
Right.
When you guys come back, I understand what you're saying. You know, we have cut things out, but at the same time, for me to get an opportunity to see you guys mean a lot to me. I mean, all of you are younger than I am, so once you get up a little older, you'll see exactly what I mean. But that Saturday night was a great gathering. But as alumni, I'd like to find out, what was one of your best feelings? What games, years, or what, Virgil?
Well, I can't necessarily say a game. It's just the time, being with former teammates and things of that nature. Those are things that I most enjoy. I mean, there's a player that I haven't seen in 20 or 30 years. It's the first time I've seen him. As Vernon Dean. I haven't seen him in years. So it's just good to be able to, see him and chat with him, because, we used to burn him all the time. But, that's just times with the alumni and former teammates.
Well, we're going to do something new this year. What are you doing now?
What am I doing now? Well, for the last 30 years, I've been working with kids at Williamsburg Middle School. In a program, learning disabilities, behavior and emotional problems. And off and on, I've been coaching football, but the last, 8 to 10 years, George Mason University has a club football team, and I've been coaching there, coaching the receivers, and making some things happen.
Tim, tell me a little bit, what's your favorite memory of being with the Washington Redskins, and what are you doing now?
My favorite memory is just making a team and being around guys that, I grew up watching, maybe, like a Darryl Green, Chris Dishman. I came in just admiring those guys. So my favorite memory is just getting that phone call saying that you're on a team. So,
what was your path? Were you drafted? Were you a free agent? Where did you play college ball?
Well, actually, I took the long route. I actually started off at Blinn College, junior college. Went there for 2 years, and I finished there, graduated, and went to Oklahoma. And I left there, so I didn't I didn't get enough playing time over there. So I figured that I deserved more time. So I left there and went to Sam Houston University. Came in as a free agent and went to Atlanta at first. And I was on a practice squad over there, and then I signed with Washington. Right now, I'm engineer, operator, paramedic with the Houston Fire Department.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you've had, your job has been very vital and important since the hurricane.
Right, right.
Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Well, actually, I was rained in. We got a lot of rain in our house, a lot of water. Had about 3 feet of water in our house. So yeah, we went through it, and we're just now coming around. We back in the house right now.
Now, as they said, did it bring the city closer together?
Yeah, the cities. I mean, everybody came out. You had people coming from different states, helping out, and everybody's come together and done a good job for the city.
Frank, tell me about your. Now, I remember you when I was still in New England, and you came in hot shot and looking good, and you missed the ball, but you jump up on a 5-foot fence and sit. I mean, what was that about, man? I've been wanting to ask you that for years. Were you trying to show us up there, man?
Well, I was pissed that I missed the ball. The New England's field, after you go through the end zone, there was nothing but mud. And then I don't know.
I don't recall that. I was there for 8 years. I don't remember.
Well, being defense, you guys didn't do much running.
Right.
So you didn't get out that far.
We didn't have to, because we stopped y'all at the line of scrimmage.
Well, not that day. But anyway, I mean, I missed the pass to really embarrass you. And so I took it out on the wall, this big tall wall that they had in the field. And I couldn't stop, so I just ran up the wall. I got to the top of the wall, and I wound up sitting on top of the wall.
That was very impressive, too. I still remember that.
Yeah, that was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was real good, real good.
So you did the Lambeau leap in New England?
Yeah, he started that.
He started
it.
And we made him take it right on back.
Seriously, really, that's when it started.
It really is.
I wasn't going to bring that up, because I'm modest.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't keep those things undercover, but go ahead.
Tell me about your fondest memory with the Washington Redskins.
I got many fond memories of the Washington Redskins. And I guess what's funny about it is it's not because I scored a touchdown. It's just like someone said already. It's just being able to be a part of that team. And that first year, I was drafted 13th round. I didn't expect to get drafted out of a small college in Colorado. Getting drafted, coming to Washington Redskins and not having any idea whether or not I was going to make the team, I was just surprised to even be here. And wound up making the team. And that team that year, I practiced with the team all that year, but I was on the taxi squad. Back then they called it the taxi squad or cab squad. And this team goes to the Super Bowl. When I first came to camp, what shocked me was a memory that for the first 2 weeks we practiced with just the free agents and the rookies. When the veterans came in, now I'm getting nervous because the veterans are coming in. Oh, God, the veterans are coming in. They know more than what we know. And so we go to practice the first day when the veterans get there, and I see all these old guys coming in the locker room. I'm thinking, all these coaches, they got a whole lot of coaches coming in.
Right. Yeah, you thought these were the coaches.
They got a lot of coaches. Look at all these coaches coming in. Where the vets at? These were the vets.
Yeah.
Talbot and Noel and I'm like, wow.
I kind of had that same experience. I went to the Chicago Bears, and we were playing the game. This is my first game playing. Matter of fact, the thing was the Pittsburgh Steelers. We come in at halftime. I'm a rookie. It's about 5 vets just smoking a cigarette. I said, what?
Oh, yeah.
I said, you smoking cigarettes?
Oh,
at halftime. And I said, man, I knew I had a lot to learn.
Yeah.
What are you doing today?
Today, I'm not doing anything.
I mean,
I'm not doing
in your
anything.
everyday. Because you had a big event last Friday.
Last Friday, we talked to 600 kids at, what was the name of this elementary school? It was up in Fowler. I think that was Fowler Elementary School up in Silver Springs.
Oh, okay.
And it was a great event. And, oh, God, 600 kids, believe me.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was well organized. The kids were well organized. They're well behaved, and everything went off real well. But I mean, this is the second year I've done that, so it's becoming an annual event. Go up and talk with these kids, and we talked about respect and responsibility, and and how that coordinates or how that correlates with being a football player in the team concept. And we kind of put those two things together. That we got to respect other players, and be responsible, and primarily, like I talk with the kids, you got to do your job. The kids' job, is studying and doing their homework and paying attention in class. And on the field, you got to do your job. If everybody does their job, that leads to a successful endeavor. But if you get somebody that's going the other way and not getting their job done, then that's where quarterbacks get sacked. The running back doesn't make any yards. The receiver and the quarterback don't coordinate on passes. But it was it was a great event. And matter of fact, a lot of questions and answers.
We need more of that. Frank, Tim, Cap, Virgil, the people know you as. Thanks for being on the show, guys. I tell you what, I look at you guys and I have a lot of great feelings about the Washington Redskins, and hopefully the next year's alumni will be even better.
Yes, I hope so.
Thanks for that.
Bring back the party.
He says bring back the party, and we will be bringing more party to you in a moment.
It takes hard work, grit, and determination to become a professional football player like Luke Kuechly. But it only takes 15 minutes to see how much you could save on car insurance with Geico.
Welcome back to the Geico Alumni Show, and it's always a pleasure to bring the guys on that I got. G-Man always keep the set cool. Everybody's waiting for him, Men's threat, women's pet, and the league's pinup boy. But then I bring on somebody special, downtown Charlie Brown.
CB!
And last but not least, the guy that really helped me keep this show going 30 years ago, Rick, the Doc Walker. Hey, Rick.
Where's Donna, man?
He just goes by Walker right now. He just goes by Walker.
They talk about Walker. We don't need to talk about nothing
This
else.
is the last time I'm coming on this show if Donna Hopkins is not on with me.
Well, unmikey.
Yeah, you're going to take me off right now then.
They get him on off.
This is covert, see. And the public wants to see Donna.
Donna's been fired.
But wait, Rick.
Okay.
In my opening, I said a guy that helped me. I didn't say what you doing now. Now, you know what? Now, don't come on here, because Donna, we about to send her packing anyway, right, G?
I think
We're
so.
going to mess around. We're going to give y'all Apple and a road map and tell you which way to go.
Man, y'all be good to Donna, man. That's my girl.
Let's talk about it, guy. This is alumni. And we joke a lot, but you guys are my guys, man. And this weekend, a lot of guys are not happy with how the alumni went because they were split up. But at the same time, for us to get together is very important.
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, this is probably one of the best part of the years for me because I live in South Carolina. So, when I come back, it's just like home. Brings back a lot of memories. And, that's what sort of helped me, get my mind going when I get around you guys, man.
It is so good. It's one of the, like I said earlier, it's one of the best times of the year when everybody comes back. You got a chance to play with, in terms to play against from the defensive side,
Yeah.
Vernon Dean's here, it's different things. It just brings different things out.
I noticed how Vernon Dean was saying, hey.
He looks exactly the same way.
Gary,
Haven't
hey,
changed.
Gary.
Yeah.
You know he was doing push-ups.
Hey, wait, he was standing like this the whole day. Gary.
Vernon was doing push-ups. I know. He was swole. I saw him this morning in the lobby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was ready. He was ready to hold me again.
Right. Oh,
Vernon Dean is Vernon Dean.
I just wondered though, we going up there, hey Vernon, he looking at me, hey Clark.
Yeah. You see Jarris, Joe Lavender. For us, the old guys, like I got here in '80, Joe Lavender, Herman Lee, seeing the guys that, it's so long ago, but yet guys you win with, watching these guys who have such a difficult time winning, to me it just galvanizes our experience.
And that you're so right, Doc. And you know what? When you say Joe Lavender, you think about a 6'3"
no question
cornerback,
right?
Covering, hitting. When you think about Jarris, I always wore the black gloves and knocked you out.
Right.
Right. And they were tough. But when I look at Gary, same thing. Downtown Charlie Brown, we need the big catch against San Francisco. And you, Doc, I'm still trying to wonder, why were you on the team, man?
Well, there's a good reason for that, too. Congress had passed a bill. It was like underprivileged. It was like disadvantaged. It was like the BEOG, whatever, all the grants or whatever. So I want to thank the American public.
I know what he's getting ready to say.
An opportunity to just be a part of this.
Title, what was the title?
Title IX, Title IX,
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Doc, we joking with Doc because Doc, a lot of people, they don't realize now you're a great broadcaster, but you were really the big key to that running game. And you were a tight end that they took and they moved you. You had to block all kind of people. And your job was vital to the success of the team.
Yeah, but these guys, everybody blocked. Our team, everybody blocked. Today I'm watching they got receivers catching the ball running out of bounds, which I don't get. We got guys throwing elbows, not blocking. These dudes blocked. You know what I mean? So everybody blocked. Everybody did what they had to do, and they played their roles. And the thing about roles, now these guys have roles, but if you don't win, to me, the object of the game, now I know it's getting paid, and I ain't mad at them. But there are still people now like the Patriots who seem to be more like what we did. It was about winning. It didn't matter who was in or whatever, but it's still, I'm not getting away from the winning part. Because they kind of convoluted all this money and all this stuff they get now.
Yeah.
No. It's still about winning. And when you let somebody beat you twice in your division, I don't know if that ever happened.
No, I can't.
Giants.
Once.
3 years in a row.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, that's why I hated the Giants so much. I hate the Giants.
It never happened.
We didn't never let that.
That's what bothers me. My best games ever was against the Giants because I hated the Giants.
Yeah.
They sweep us?
Yeah, that's
88, 89, 90. Yeah, I just called it out.
If we had to bring our parents in to be the refs, we weren't going to let that happen.
But it didn't happen on y'all's watch. It happened on my watch, and it's hard for me to swallow.
Tell me this, guys, just what Doc said. Doc watched it every week. But the rudiments of the game, not just here, but in the league, is being lost. Oh, say, for instance, Kansas City, you jump offside 4 times on 3rd and long. You don't contain your quarterback when you know he's going to run. And this is all over the league. Wide receivers. I see a guy go off, it's 3rd and 9, and he go 3rd and 7 and turn around. What's the deal with the thought process now?
Well, I think for us, we had so much in common because we played for, one common goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl, and we didn't think any other way. So when we went out there to perform, even in practice, we never took time off, and we wanted to be the best. So everybody had to perform to their ability. I think what's going on right now, I don't think teams play as a team, because when you play as a team, you're going to win. When you coach as a team, you're going to win. So I think it's a variety of things in that aspect.
He will tell you. I keep bringing up money because money is really, and I'm happy for him making it.
Absolutely.
Because I'm seeing guys now with canes, wheelchairs. This game tears you down. So you got to have a financial base behind it. He had his house We used to talk about what he was going to improve.
Exactly.
If we win, he's changing his rec room, his man cave. You know, I'm thinking about this deck and a hot tub.
Remember when we wanted to get the hot tub?
We wanted to get hot. The money winning meant we could get things we couldn't get without winning.
Exactly.
Right. You know, when we get together, they said 70,000. We ain't talking about no damn ring. It was $70,000.
Exactly.
But when you get that for a game check now, I can understand why they look at us like they don't understand what we're talking about. See? So which would you rather be? Well, to win our economy, give me the cash.
Right.
Because in the end, our society doesn't even care about it no more. I mean, it's not really about winning at any level for any sport.
Exactly.
And this is a social media thing. Everybody wants to get likes and be noticed. And the public don't even care if you 4-12.
Right.
And that's the difference. Well, for us, if you 4-12, back in the day, you ain't got no money and you ain't winning, you ain't nothing.
Right.
But you know, and he's so right. And Rick is telling you, we would stand on that sideline talking about, okay, this game means that we can move the pool table and we can get a steam room.
Steam room? Yeah, he wanted a sauna.
A sauna. That's what each game meant.
Yeah.
It wasn't about, and this is extra money.
Extra money.
And then we had to cut that off that our wives were taking off the top. You know, by the time they took this. So, but let me ask you guys this.
I was about bragging rights. I just can't stand to lose, period.
And that's
you know what?
Don't
get what we made, what we generated revenue-wise was great. I just can't freaking stand to lose. I can't stand it. It bothers me. There's only one thing that can truly bring me to tears. Two things. Something happens to my family, and if I lose.
And see,
if I lose.
Do we still have that attitude?
I'm not sure. I mean,
I
don't
talking
necessarily
about the
see
league.
I think certain teams, I think New England does. I think New England has that too. I don't really see people. When I see people after you lose, stand around and hugging people.
Signing jerseys.
That I have a problem.
They can't
with
wait to change jerseys.
I see that.
Somebody just whoop your ass, and then you down there engaging with them. And I'm looking at this thing going, and for me, it's so foreign. Yet they look at it like,
I would cut somebody.
I'm like,
imagine.
you got to be
I would cut. I would
maybe
make
the day
a point.
after, maybe I'll FedEx it to you.
I can't even.
But during the game, and they beat you in your house. Also, home losses killed us to lose at RFK. Remember on days off?
Yeah.
We lost. You didn't go out.
That's
you didn't
right.
go to the mall.
Nowhere.
You didn't want to be seen.
Your family stayed away from you. Everybody.
And these dudes be in convertibles. They roll out the building. They ain't got. But they were. I'm telling you, and I'm not mad at them. Trust me. Get the money.
But you know, it's more than get
I'm
the
like,
money.
Get the money and win.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's
but
more than
see,
get the money. But let me
win
ask you
and
guys
get more
this.
money.
Yeah.
The way the collective bargaining has made it, where training camp is 2 weeks of being tough, and we had 6 weeks, and you can only hit 14 times during the year.
Yeah.
Don't you see more injuries in the league now than when we played? I
You're
don't
not
think the bodies are ready
You're not
for
battle
it.
tested.
I don't think
you're
their
not
bodies are
prepared
ready.
to go out and play because you haven't practiced that way. It's true when they say you play the way you practice.
Is it
play
a
the way you
callus?
practice.
Do you have to build up a callus? Look, one of the days, I'd have raised my hand for it. They got walkthroughs now.
I know.
We had 3 a day. We go
Remember
inside
remember
drill,
how we used to hit
907 live. I love how people say back in the day, I'll take what they doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, because when they 70, they ain't gonna be rolling them around.
Right.
And they won't have all those rings you got on either.
No, they may not. But I'm just saying, in today's society, I'm telling you, man.
But I think what Doc said is true. In today's society, they think that way.
They don't.
But for me, give me the freaking wheelchair. Give me the freaking cane. Because at the end of the day, if I lost, you can talk trash to me. I don't want nobody talking trash to me. If I lose to you, that means you got something over on me.
Yeah.
And I don't want nobody to have anything over on me. Now, I'm going to be a polite winner. Like, if I win, I'll go across the field, I'll shake your hand, I'll pat you on your back. I'll be like, you know what, we lucked out today. If I lose, I ain't going to shake nothing.
Well, Mike that walked around twice, guy, but Charlie Brown, G-Man.
Downtown
and the
Charlie
Doc.
Brown, don't get it.
Thank you guys for being
He
on the
drove that
show.
Corvette in the back. CB's. I'm telling
Well, I've
you.
always
park
been,
it in the back, too.
I've always been a sports car guy.
I know it.
Still is today.
All Pro 87, baby.
All
Pro 87,
Y'all
baby.
heard it here. 3 of the best. We'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, I just saved a whole lot of money by switching to Geico.
Huh.
We should take a closer look at Geico.
You know, Geico insures way more than cars, boats, motorcycles, even RVs.
Geico insures RVs? What's an RV?
The thing we've been stuck on for 5 years?
Wait, I'm not a real moose?
We've been over this, Jeff.
We're stickers.
I'm not a real moose.
Give him some space.
Deep breaths, Jeff.
What's a sticker?
Take a closer look at Geico. Great savings and a whole lot more.
Ah, the Ravens, never fleeting, still are winning, still are winning. But when the pests come knocking at your door, and the bees that bumble sound like the roar of the stadium's rumble, touchdown! And you see the ants and roaches creeping and crawling as the moonlight hits the floor, have no fear, for PMSI will rid you of those pests to scamper and scatter on your floor. Once they treat, nevermore.
Hi, I'm Zach Pierleonardi with PMSI, hosting the What's Bugging You segment today. I'm here to talk about, we're one of the few pest control companies that actually does mold spray. We don't remediate. Instead of tearing down your walls and costing you thousands of dollars to get rid of mold, we actually have a two-part spray that you can spray onto your walls that goes and penetrates through the walls to kill the mold at the source. And the second part of the spray seals it in, meaning you won't get mold again. Today we have Patrick hosting the What's Bugging You segment.
My name is Patrick Perrodin from the Smile Generation network of dental practices, including Dentist of Sterling and Dentist of Gainesville. What's bugging this NFL fan about the season is that it's almost over. Here we are at week 14, football's almost gone, and Sundays are going to be a lot more boring. That's what's bugging this NFL fan.
Hey Tony, what is up? Happy New Year to you. I'm sitting here trying to think of one reason to watch the Redskins and Giants this Sunday. You know, the last game, Washington 7-8, New York 2-13. Why should I watch this game? One reason. The last game for Kirk Cousins as Redskins quarterback, which means next season you need someone new under center. So who should it be? Well, let's see. A.J. McCarron. Jake Gruden likes him, and he used to roll with the Tide. He might be a good one. What about Jay Cutler? No, he's too temperamental, so maybe not. What about Brock Osweiler? That's a joke. More jokes? Tom Savage, Sam Bradford, Eli Manning. No, he's too old. So what about Colin Kaepernick? Let's see. Maybe not. Anyway, Tony, I've had a great time doing this season. Hope to see you in 2018. Happy New Year, and I'm out.
In the spirit of giving, and as the year comes to an end, please consider my foundation, Hopkins Breast Cancer Incorporation, a 501c3 charitable foundation here in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area that aids in helping those that's going through breast cancer. Come and be a part of a great team with your gift of any amount. What a wonderful way to share holiday cheer and hope with those going through breast cancer. Make an impact. Tell your friends and family and supporters that you're changing lives by donating to helping those going through cancer. Please visit my website at www.hopkinsbcinc, the helping hand in the cancer community.
Now, my tip for the week is this. Young players, think about what you did today. Get ready for next year. A lot of you will be starters next year. The team may change. Do not go on what happened in the past. Go on what you can do in the future and make yourself a better player. Now, as I always say, not goodbye, but in the minute.
I'll have the lobster ravioli.
For you, sir? The original call was for langoustine ravioli. Langoustine is a tiny kind of lobster. Slight shellfish allergy rules that out. Plus, my wife ordered the langoustine. I will have chicken tenders and tater tots.
If you're a ref, you way over-explain things. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico.
Sir, we don't have tater tots.
It's what you do.
I will have nachos.